So I think it goes without saying that Power Rangers definitely should move on from the Sentai route, because I think personally it'll be better for them to actually just focus on this original story and be more creative by their own work, by their own time. Because when you think about it, Power Rangers has been through its ups and downs throughout 30 years, and especially 20 years in New Zealand, with its bad seasons and good seasons, and what goes on behind the scenes stuff, and what worked, what didn't work. But in terms of the acting abilities, I think Power Rangers definitely need to be more popular like it was back in the 90s. In terms of how other TV shows and movies are doing in terms of acting wise, you know, like look at daytime drama. They're known for their dramatic acting scenes, and I think Power Rangers for the most part should definitely use some of those chops in terms of creating good content, especially if you're a Power Rangers brand as a whole with Hasbro. Now, don't get me wrong, you know, Power Rangers has always had some good acting from good seasons like Time Force, Lightspeed Rescue, maybe Wild Force, but I think the Disney era seasons definitely has some of the best acting, like Ninja Storm and Dino Thunder and SPD. But this goes without saying, the later seasons, it just went downhill from there. Power Rangers RPM has definitely had some of the best acting in terms of them being from a different dimension, you know, from Corinth, giving it like the Terminator. All I know for sure is that when the Neo Saban era happened, it was doomed from the start because Samurai was bad. The only actor that was good was Hector David Jr. He was a good Green Ranger, not the best, but he was good, you know, and his acting was pretty good as well. But besides that, Samurai was worse. Even the second season was terrible because of the acting, and I blame the acting director who is making these actors act horribly just because it's a kid show aiming towards 5 to 6 year olds. Like, that completely needs to change. Megaforce happened, Andrew Gray's Troy, his acting was above average. It was not good. Even Brody's actor from Ninja Steel was pretty terrible, and that's really saying something. I'm saying all of this because I think when you look at how bad those seasons were doing during the Neo Saban era, I think it's safe to say that it does need a change, and it's been time for a change for years. You know, and even if you move away from the Sentai route, you could always be inspired by of how you direct it, how you produce it. So that's pretty much one of the main reasons why I've always been supportive of whatever decisions they make. Hopefully it'll be better. I think Power Rangers definitely need some work on the CGI, on the Zords. Have the guy in the costume, once again, no matter what they adapt. I would like for them to continue to adapt Sentais, but not use the Sentai footage. Just go all original, use the CGI, and not to mention have a guy in the costume. If you do it right, do it like the Travis Knight style from the Bumblebee movie, why not get him on board as well? Because that can definitely help the franchise get off the ground once again. If you're gonna do a diverse franchise, try not to go too woke about it, because I'm just saying of why I think Hasbro should just take their time with the franchise. You know, just take a year off of hiatus, you know, until they decide to find a new location to film Power Rangers content and just make it better. One thing I would like for them to actually create more video games, you know, in terms of Power Rangers goes. I don't want to see no RPGs because I am not a fan of those. That's just my thoughts on why I want Hasbro to just take their time and maybe go on hiatus a year later, and then a year after that they can announce something that they're going to be filming Power Rangers once again in a new location, whether it's in US or Atlanta or Canada. That's just my overall thoughts. Let me know what y'all thoughts are in the chat, and I'm gonna holler at you in another video.